Actually, I already mentioned to the organizer that I've changed my research title. Unfortunately, there's no changes at all. So shall I proceed with my current research title?
Sure.
Right. I'm Miss Ainunazli binti Abdul Rahman from Pahang Matriculation College, Malaysia. Yeah. And together with Associate Professor Dr. Noor Muhammad Radzuan and Dr. Ezihaslinda Ngah from the Center for Modern Languages, Universiti Malaysia Pahang, Al-Sultan Abdullah, Malaysia. I would like to present our fundamental research entitled Enhancing Academic Vocabulary for Mohd Speaking Performance through ChatGPT Approach Among Matriculation Students in Malaysia. All right, for the abstract, this quasi-experimental study, which employed a purposive sampling method and a quantitative approach, utilized the unified theory of acceptance and use of technology, UTAL framework. It involved 4 classes of mixed ability 1-year program students, 2024-2025 session at Pahang Matriculation College, Malaysia, divided into 2 main groups, experimental with 30 students and control group with 30 students. Data analysis conducted using PET sample t-test results indicated a significant improvement in the post-test mean score for the experimental group, indicating a positive effect of ChatGPT approach on student speaking performance, regardless of the student's gender. Additionally, a questionnaire had administered to gather more detailed insights into how ChatGPT approach contributed to the enhancement of student speaking abilities. For the introduction, all right, research on online learning has sparked the interest of numerous studies which have been carried out on students to practice speaking skills, especially in Malaysia. From the higher education, in Malaysia, the goal of English for communication is to produce a well-rounded graduate who is marketable, competent, and able to work productively. Studies have shown that ChatGPT's integration has the potential to improve students' speaking skills and retain efforts in L2 learning. Therefore, ChatGPT is one of the platforms that can improve students' speaking skills, especially among matriculation students. What is the problem? Right. So based on data analysis conducted by Harun et al. 2023 in Malaysia, 180 students, which is 83% of the population, were very weak in speaking skills from the previous Mohd examination. Students are required to speak up before they are ready and to use language skills that they have not yet developed automatically by their teachers. Therefore, for secondary and tertiary students frequently encountered challenges in delivering STEM, the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics education. The learner's inner self, including confidence, motivation, and self-esteem, was the learner's obstacles in practicing speaking skills. Therefore, we selected the matriculation students as our respondents because they often face unique challenges in academic communication. While they excel in technical knowledge, they may struggle with expressing their ideas in English. These are my research objectives and research questions. These are my research hypotheses. For the literature review, Vygotsky 1987 stated that speech thinking is the interaction between thinking processes and those that are used to receive and produce spoken and written speech. Therefore, students' experiences learning English were positive. However, they believe that grammar-based, right? They have problem to construct their sentences because they are scared that they are having a lot of grammatical errors. And that is why English instruction is a barrier to the improvement of students' oral communication. That is why we come up with the solution that ChatGPT may increase students' understanding of fluent English speakers' speaking styles, and we try to have ChatGPT approach in our lesson. These are our independent variables, the ChatGPT approach, students' gender, and students' perception and acceptance, together with the dependent variable, which is the speaking performance. We use the UTALT framework because UTALT has attracted the attention of many scholars since being proposed in 2003. Various scholars have adopted the UTALT to study technology acceptance and online learning activities. We use quantitative research, purposive sampling, quasi-experimental design. The design of the experiment is the one group pre-test, post-test design. Our research instruments, the research instrument was the Malaysian University English Test, Mohd, right? Because the matriculation students, they are required to sit for the Mohd speaking test, right? And we use the speaking test from Part 1, Session 3, 2024, Booklet 8, whereby the questionnaire will be the adaptation from the Students' Perception and Acceptance, Dornier and Otto, 1998. This is the sample of the Mohd speaking question. And this is the questionnaire adapted from the Dornier and Otto, 1998. We use SPSS for our analysis, and this is our treatment activities. We started with the pre-test. Yeah, we gave them the Mohd speaking test from the given booklet as the diagnostic test. And we have week 1 lesson. We have 3 contact hour with lessons 1, 2, and 3. The first week is the theme is about environment and sustainability. Yeah, we gave them all the activities based on the ChatGPT introduction. We have the Mohd Part 1 simulation. And then we have the topic about tour academy and also renewable energy for the treatment activities, right? In week 2, the theme is about technology and innovation, right? We just follow whatever the syllabus been assigned from the Ministry of Education. That is why we have theme in all these 4 weeks treatment activities. In week 3, the theme is about health and lifestyle. We have the ChatGPT mini tutorial. It's about the work-life balance. And for week 4, yeah, there's some typo there. Week 4, the theme is about education and careers, right? And finally, we had the post-test. This is the sample of activities that we did, right? We have the role play. The topic is about financial stability. And later, we also have the virtual lesson using ChatGPT approach, right? You can see here, we have prompt being used by the student, right? For example, hi ChatGPT, I'm preparing for my Mohd speaking test. Please act first as a Mohd examiner for Part 1 who gives friendly, helpful feedback and suggestions. My name is, so that was my student's name, Baiti, and I'm aiming for band 4.5, right? And later we can see the feedback from ChatGPT. Hi Baiti, great to meet you. And then ChatGPT gave the task and she responded, right? So this will be the implementation from based on the ChatGPT feedback. Okay, you can see here. Before this, my students, they were not really into speaking activities, right? Because they are very shy since they have problems to construct sentences, and they feel that I will be the grammar Nazi when they want to present their responses. So when they use ChatGPT, they feel at ease and they became motivated, right? They start using the computer, start using the laptop, and they type all the responses, and also ChatGPT give feedback, right? And they record their responses based on the question given from ChatGPT. Okay, so you can see here, right? My student gave the responses about the topic given by ChatGPT, right? They just type the prompt, and then ChatGPT gave responses. Thank you for your response, Baiti. That was a great effort, and you're definitely on the right track for your band 4.5 target, right? So here, your friendly and helpful feedback as a Mohd examiner. So based on the statement given by ChatGPT or the feedback given by ChatGPT, my students, yeah, they had some motivation aspect occur in their inner part, right? They feel motivated and they are excited when it comes into English lesson. Okay. So this will be the lesson. Okay. For findings, PET sample t-test shows significant difference between the pre-test mean score 16.67 and post-test mean score with 27.87. This indicated that ChatGPT approach did improve the students' speaking performance. In terms of gender, independent sample t-test, there's no significant difference at all, whereby male with 11.58 with standard deviation 4.144 and female 10.94, standard deviation with 3.386. This indicated that ChatGPT approach had the same effects on male and female students' speaking performance. Therefore, ChatGPT approach can be used whether for male and my female students. Okay, so based on the Google form, that I already blast to my students, these are the results. Okay, so most of the time, the lowest mean goes to item number 3. Okay, so I imagine myself writing English emails or letters fluently. The mean score was the lowest, which was 4.23 with the standard deviation 0.728. That means they still have problems to write in English, especially in terms of emails and letters, right? Probably because they need a lot of practices, a lot of vocabularies, and a lot of grammar practices, right? In order to construct sentences for emails and letters. And here, item number 9 was the highest mean with 4.57 and standard deviation with 0.625. I imagine myself as someone who is able to speak English, right? I'm very excited because most of the time my students, they have problems to speak in English. And whenever I have classes with them, they are just kept quiet, right? So when I had the ChatGPT approach, I can see that they are able to speak in English and they have effort and courage to stand up and speak in English, especially when it comes into speaking presentation for both individual and group discussion, right? So the findings of the study showed students' motivation in practicing speaking skills using ChatGPT approach was at a high level with an overall mean of 4.33 and a standard deviation of 0.548. Therefore, students can speak fluently and confidently using ChatGPT approach. Limitation of the study. Of course, this research was conducted only at Pahang Matriculation College in Malaysia and involved a limited sample of students. Thus, the findings are specific to this cohort and may not be generalizable to other groups. Additionally, the study focused solely on argumentation and response skills, right? So maybe in the next research, I'm going to use more respondents. Yeah, perhaps it will be more than 30 students for experimental group, right? Discussions and conclusion. ChatGPT approach has proved good results in improving the students' ability to speak, especially among Pahang Matriculation College students in Malaysia. In conclusion, the majority of the students from Pahang Matriculation College are from the East Coast region, right? Because Pahang, it is situated in the East Coast region of the country and are known to be reserved, especially when it comes to learning English language, because they have a lot of languages such as Kelantanese, Terengganu, and Pahang. They are more likely like they use Malay language during English lesson. So by including ChatGPT approach in the teaching and learning process, quiet and reserved students have been able to be encouraged to be more participative and engaged in the language, right? So future studies, of course, I should have the long-term impact of ChatGPT approach in order to make sure that speaking performance improvement will be more in the future. Right? These are my references. With that, thank you.